What's going on, guys? Raiden here. Today I'm bringing you part 2 of the demolition game on Grid. And we're picking up right where we left off with the gameplay, but I wanted to talk about a different topic this time around, and now that the Joplin topic is kind of past, I wanted to talk about the differences between high school and college. Now, I know that's a pretty broad topic because there are many differences between the two, but I think my opinion is kind of relevant because I've already been through all 4 years of high school, and I'm going into my 3rd year of college this fall, so I feel like I have a lot to say about the differences between the two and what you can expect if you're at that level or transitioning between the two. So, first off, I wanted to start about the maturity level. Now, I don't want to rag on anybody who's in high school because there are a lot of people in high school that are very mature for their age, and I play with a lot of people on PSN who are in high school, but the reason why I play with the group that I do is because they're all around my age group, or they may not be in college, but they're all going through that same point in their life as I am, and you know, the regular group that I play with are all at that college age or above, which really makes for being really good friends. And you know, I'm kind of the odd man out in Excel because I'm the only person in that clan that is in college. Everybody else is in high school, except for Nick, but he's not in college, although he's at that college level. It's just so much easier for me to get along better with the people that I play with now, rather than the people in the clan. But back to the main point, the maturity level between the two is definitely different. And I know that it may not seem that much like a freshman in college as opposed to a senior in high school, but it really is. And when you get to college, you'll be walking around one day and see a bunch of high schoolers, and you'll look at them, and everybody does this. You'll look at them and say, was I really that way in high school? And the answer is yes, you were. I've changed a lot since I've gotten into college. You know, back my senior year, I still had a lot of my my baby face to me, and now it's pretty much all gone. But you know, your attitude changes a lot, and the way you think about things changes a lot. You know, in college, you're a lot more out on your own, rather than in high school, where you're still kind of dependent on a lot of things. For example, you're kind of dependent on the teachers to kind of push you through your classes and things like that. Well, in college, you have to be very self-motivated, and that's the problem that a lot of people have with college, is that, you know, they may start their first year and they'll drop out because they don't have the self-motivation to push themselves to go to their classes, which is fine. You can always go back and retake the same classes, and what that does is it basically resets your grade if you get a better grade. It takes away the bad grade off your transcript. But keep in mind, if you're not in college yet, if you're going into college, you're the one that's paying to take your classes, so why would you not go to your classes? I mean, you're just wasting thousands of dollars, and it's literally thousands of dollars. I'm not, you know, exaggerating that or trying to put fear into you guys to make you go to your classes, but, you know, I know a lot of my subscribers are at that high school level, and just, if you are going into college, go to your classes, because it definitely pays off in the end, and it's not as easy to make up work in college as it is in high school. And although a lot of the college teachers are lenient as far as, like, understanding goes, maybe, you know, you had a family member that passed away or a pet or something, most college teachers are really, really cool and understanding about those kind of things, but if you just skip, then, you know, they're not gonna feel very sorry for you. So I definitely suggest going to your classes. But I kind of got off topic there. Maturity level, like I was saying, there's definitely more independence required in college, which is why I think the maturity level is higher. You know, you can't rely on the system of the school to get you by. You're responsible for everything that you do in college, and I think that says a lot about the maturity level. And another difference is the work. Now, in college, they recommend that you put in at least 2 hours for every credit hour of your class. At least I think that's what it is. So if you're taking a 6 credit hour class, then you have to put 2 weeks for each hour, or 2 weeks, 2 hours of studying for each credit hour a week. So basically, you'd be studying for that class 12 hours a week. God knows no one likes doing that. I don't do that myself. But there definitely comes a time where you have to sit down and study. Throughout all of high school, I hardly ever studied for anything. and I got all A's and B's. I graduated with a 4.0. But in college, I've come to figure out that you really need to study for your tests and for your quizzes and things like that. It's definitely a lot harder. I mean, you know, in high school, they could baby you, give you study guides and things like that. In college, not many people give out study guides. There are a few, but not many. And if you guys remember, a while back I mentioned, this was before I got my PVR, but I mentioned that I was going to be taking a break from Call of Duty because I needed to study because my grades were kind of slipping. Well, when PSN went down, I had nothing else to do but study, and I finished the year really strong, and I was really happy with that. So, you know, studying definitely pays off as long as you have the self-motivation to do it. And another difference between the two is the girls. Now, when I say that, it's hard to explain because a lot of girls in high school were really like, they don't want to talk to anybody who seems like a loser or seems weird, mainly because they wanted to keep their image up of being, you know, prissy or popular or whatever. In college, it's not really like that. In college, there really aren't little group, like social groups. You're not really put into a certain group by judging by, you know, what kind of person you are. It's like everybody talks to everybody, and that's the great thing about college is no one really cares. I mean, in high school, you might get crap because you went to school without taking a shower or your hair was messed up. In college, no one cares about that stuff. And it's not like a girl's gonna, you know, not talk to you because of that. Although, usually, if you don't initiate conversation with somebody, they're not gonna do it with you, because in high school, if you went to middle school and high school with all the same people, chances are, if you're taking a class, you're gonna be sitting next to somebody that you know. Well, in college, the kind of scary thing is, you don't really know anybody, and that's really overwhelming at first. But eventually you just get used to it, and you know, I encourage those of you that are going to college to initiate conversation, and that's not to say like, hey, I have a YouTube channel, come subscribe to me. Oh, by the way, my name's so-and-so. That's not the way to start it. I mean, if somebody makes a comment about something, just kind of throw something in there, or just initiate conversation with somebody. It doesn't mean you have to be friends with them, but you know, there's no reason that you can't talk to somebody sitting next to you just because you don't know the person. And I think that's definitely a really good thing to do because it makes that college experience feel a lot more, I don't want to say recognizable or familiar, but it definitely gives you that sense of high school that you're, you know, still talking to people. But you know, the independence of not knowing anybody is really overwhelming at first, and I understand that. But you know, if you see a girl, don't be afraid to talk to her, because chances are she's not going to be like she was in high school, to the point where she doesn't care if, you know, what kind of person you are. She's not going to talk to you anyway. But overall, guys, there's a lot of differences between high school and college, but you know, I'm hoping that this may have helped you out if you're going through that transition. The game's coming to an end. My final score was 99-9. Pretty beast final score. And thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a great day. I will catch you later.